Okay, here's the video update. I got this thing back together. I managed to pack out both bearings. I packed out the front and the rear bearing. The rear bearing had a tiny bit of grease in it, so I flushed out that grease and I cleaned out the front bearing, the one that was making all the squealing sounds. It's like right behind this plate, this big disc. It sits right behind there, and it's actually mounted into this cast housing right here. I managed to pack a good bit of synthetic bearing grease in there. The best grease I had. I only have 2 or 3 different kinds of grease here in my shop, but the synthetic high temperature grease seems to be the best for these type of bearings. It's the one I used when I rebuilt the table saw, and that seems to be doing really well. But anyways, as you can see, I'll switch this on now. I didn't take a video of the noise it was making before because I'd already gotten into it and it was already apart. So I'll just have to take my word for it that it sounded like almost like a scissor sharpening. You could tell it was a bearing noise. I kind of thought it might have been the throwout brush in the back, because sometimes on these split phase induction motors, the ones that change phases when they reach a certain RPM, sometimes those brushes in the back can get a little noisy. But apparently that wasn't it, because when I spun the shaft by hand, when I did this, I could actually hear the sound coming from the front end here where this one bearing was. So I did manage to place an order for 2 new bearings. It cost me, I think, $7 for the 2 bearings and another $11 to ship it. So it's kind of like that's stupid. They're so dirt cheap. I don't know why China. I can't even understand why it would take the time and the effort to put crappy bearings in there like that. I wasn't even going to put it back together with those bearings. I was just going to get the new ones, but like I said, I need to use this, so I wanted to get it running. But I did manage, and I will switch it on here. Now granted, I did run it when I first got it before I realized there was a problem. So that bearing running without grease apparently did damage it some, so it's still going to be a bit noisy, but it's 100% improvement. As you can see, it's very, very quiet now. A slight little squeal. You can barely notice it. But definitely, a little grease definitely made a difference. If I could have caught it earlier, might have been able to save that bearing, but I think that bearing is pretty much, it's gone now, so it's going to have to be replaced. It's only a matter of taking it back apart again and pressing off the old bearings and pressing on the new ones. I have everything here to do that because, like I said, I rebuilt this old table saw, and I wound up getting all new bearings in this big split phase electric motor. And I like the NGK bearings. They seem to perform the best. They're actually the cheaper ones you can buy. Some of the Japanese and German bearings that they sell are better, but I got the NGKs, and I got a set of the Japanese ones, and they seemed to be quieter and they were smoother right out of the package, so I wound up using NGK on everything now. So I just specifically order them right off of Amazon. Amazon seems to be the only place where you can just order 2 ball bearings. A lot of these companies, they just sell you 10 or 15 or something, but I wouldn't use 15 of those bearings in my lifetime. They're just such good quality that they last forever. But anyway, there it is. I'm gonna put the sandpaper back on it and see how she sands.